Hey everybody, Mike here from metaldetectoruniverse.com, and today we're going to talk about metal detector coils and why are there different ones. Metal detectors usually come with one coil. When you buy it, it usually has about an 8-inch diameter all-purpose design. It's good for just about everything, but not great at any one thing. So there's good reasons to get yourself another coil, maybe even two, and we'll learn the different types as we go through these slides here. Different diameters of coil can level up your game. We'll talk about that. And is it worth the upgrade? I say definitely yes. So the one that's on your detector as you bought it, it was designed to cover typical detecting situations, but there are bigger and smaller diameter coils that can expand the capability of your machine and make your hunt a lot more profitable. The coil shape makes a difference too. As you can see on the diagram on the right, there are different sizes and shapes. Coil design parameters such as the wiring that's inside, the size and the shape will dictate the transmitted and received signal from the coil. Smaller coils, you can get a more concentrated magnetic field and you get more of a pinpointed kind of coverage, whereas with larger coils, you can find targets that are deeper. Also, larger coils will let you cover more area in the same amount of time. The circular coil that you get on your basic metal detector, it's more cost effective to build, and that helps feed the price of the unit itself, and it offers good stable performance in a lot of different environments. The coils that are elliptically shaped, like some of the ones you see on the right there, that helps when you're searching around tight spaces between rocks or bushes. Makes that a lot easier. And the double D coils, and if you look at those, you can kind of see that. They have an open space between the coils, which makes it lighter. Also, if you're using that kind of coil in water, it's easier to move it through the water, less drag. The concentric coil that came with your detector, it kind of emits a snow cone shaped field that makes searching in any direction very easy and efficient. The larger diameter coils cover more ground, and they're better suited for low trash areas because they're going to pick up a lot of targets. Remember that a search coil is basically an antenna, so EMI is something of a problem. The bigger the coil, the more susceptible it is to electromagnetic interference. And the smaller coils, and you can get them down to about 4 inches in diameter, they're preferable in higher trash areas. You can fit them in confined areas, between rocks, between fence posts. They're less likely to be impacted by EMI. You can add more time to your search due to the size, because you got to cover the same area with a smaller coil. You got to spend more time doing that. And they also provide less depth penetration than a larger coil. If you're new to the hobby, though, just don't sweat the details. Just get the standard size coil. Start out with that. Learn to use your machine and what it's telling you. And then it's time to game up a little bit with different coils. So technically, a couple things. The concentric coils, the ones that are circular shaped, have wires wound both in an inner circle and outer circle for receive and transmit. And that produces a cone-shaped pattern. Those ones that look like double D coils, they have separate D-shaped transmit and receive coils. Those face in opposite direction, gives you more of a knife edge pattern into the ground. There's something called a butterfly coil. It's kind of like a double D coil, but it gives good target identification and a really good degree of pinpointing capability. And then something called monoloop coils are designed for the pulse induction detectors. A little bit about lesser known coil types. There's 2-box coils and imaging coils. The 2-box coils, they have a special search coil for deep searching compared to the normal VLF machines we're mostly used to. They have transmit and receive coils separated by a number of feet, which effectively provide you with maybe 3 to 4 feet of search diameter, and they're designed for things that are buried really deep. And if you actually look at a 2-box coil, you'll see a box-shaped antenna on both ends of a separator, and those connect to the shaft of the metal detector. In terms of imaging coils, it's kind of an advanced version of your standard concentric coil. The advantage is you get additional target information with the right electronics. It'll give you sizing and depth, and it's not really widely available, and it is very expensive. What's the best coil to use? Well, honestly, probably the stock one that came with your detector. Again, you just use that until you learn your detector, understand what it's telling you, and there's so much you can learn from the basic coil that comes there. And then, before you upgrade, you need to know why you're upgrading. If you don't understand why, you're probably wasting time and money. So in summary, there are different coils for different reasons, and the differences are not only in shape, diameter, and cost, but really in performance and what you're getting out of that. If you're going to change coils later on, just understand why you're doing that, what's your mission, and then use the coil that you picked to win for that mission. Get to know your machine first, then swap out for a new coil. So there's more to the story. I've got a link to the website below and the rest of the story in this blog post. There's also a detail on this and many other subjects at the blog. Some product recommendations too. I encourage you to leave some comments below. I like to learn from you, and I hope you've learned something from me in this video. And until next time, happy hunting.